What's up, my friends? I'm back with another one today, and it is another RK3326 chip-based handheld. I believe, unlike the previous one that I showed you guys, which was the Jelly Mini, which I'm not 100% sure what is in that, but it is not an RK3326 chip. This right here is the K36 by Gaminja. Gaminja, yeah. But I think they're being sold by Kinhank now because the one I ordered seems to have the word K30 or the letters and numbers K36 in the center right there. I ordered the purple one, but now I'm seeing them all over AliExpress saying Kinhank in that location. But if you look here, take a quick pause if you want. There's some of the specs. It does say RK3326 right there. GPU Mali G31MP, 520 megahertz. 16,000 games, all those basic quad core codecs, RK3326. So the same things we've seen on other ones, but this does have some love handles. So I like the love handles. So most of these things I'm not sticking in my pockets anyway. So a little bit of an extra grip I'm fine with. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to check it out together like we usually do on this channel. So when you want all the details and how everything works perfectly, you go to those other channels that make those perfectly fine-tuned videos for that. Mine is the video to show you what it's like if you were someone like me who doesn't know that much and you wanted to get a handheld, and this is going to be your first impression. This is what it comes in. We have, I don't know if they're all going to come like this, but this is from Gaminja. They might be able to give me a coupon code for you guys or something in the future. So if anybody's interested, ask me and I'll ask them, because they gave me a discount on this console because they know I have a YouTube page and they want some business. So those Kinhank listings are not the ones I'm going to be recommending in regards to this. It's going to be Gaminja. So I hope they did a good job. I truly hope they did. Because also I believe that K36 kind of looks better on the front of the handheld than Kinhank. That might be a subjective opinion, but that's my opinion. So this is tight on here. Alright, here we are, handheld. It says K36 on the box. What do we have here? Let me straighten this out a little bit. So we have the handheld game console model K36. I don't see Kinhank anywhere on this one. 640 by 480 IPS screen, just like all the other 3.5-inch screens we've been seeing. E-chargeable L1 battery, whatever that is, and TF card. Loading, but it says low dog. All right, so handheld console. Nice and straightforward. Back of the box shows the three colors. I like all three. I was conflicted with which one to get. So I decided to go with purple because that's the one that's, you know, going to vary probably the most between the two, all three of them. And could be a good purple, could be a bad purple. We'll see. System, Linux operating system, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigs of ROM. Tell me what that means, guys. RK3326 chip. Screen 3.5 inches. So does this only have one memory card slot? Is that what it is? Probably, based on that. Purple, black, and warm gray. All right, let's open this up. That box was easier to open than some of the others because they put these little half circles on the side. I always appreciate that. It just makes things so much easier. I opened it upside down. Okay, so they put it in upside down because this was face up. That's not the top. All right, so look, they gave us a little TF card reader. So I'm assuming this is a single slot handheld. Maybe it isn't an RK3326. We have our USB-A to USB-C cable. I'm hoping USB-C. Yeah, USB-C right there. All right, just a real standard cable. Not a good one like this. This is C to C, but this thing's amazing. Magtame, shout out. Okay. I've got a couple of these in other handhelds from like Datafrog and stuff, and they've actually worked. As cheap as they look, they actually work. We have our user manual here. Before we go through this, let's just set this box aside and take a quick look at the handheld first. So it says K36. We have some cool little animation on there, drawings, whatever you want to call them, futuristic looking things, kind of like traces. Looks cool. I haven't pressed any of the buttons. That's kind of big, skinny D-pad there, but I hope it's good. I hope so bad that it's good. The love handles. Do I love them? I do. I love them. My index finger or my ring finger, yeah, it just lands on them perfectly. You can't expect these fingers to hold on to the handhelds down here, but you have these to pinch on right here, and it makes it significantly easier to hold on to than another handheld. I mean, significantly easier. The buttons are clicky. They sound just like an R36S. They have a little bit of that curve to them, so they're not perfectly straight, which is a little bit better. Reminds me of that, what was the other console I did? I'm blanking out on the name. You know, the one I said had the butt cheeks. I like calling them love handles better. I think that's a better name. But anyway, okay, so we have one TF card slot there, or SD card slot, as I like to call it. And it looks like that's the only one. So we have two USB-C ports, OTG, DC, so your peripheral stuff and charging. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack, our volume rocker on the left. Let's check out this D-pad. So it's big and skinny, and it has that little X in the middle, kind of like shout out to PlayStation Vita. But all right, there is a central pivot. That's a good sign. It's a little bit of a shallow travel D-pad, and it might be a little bit sharp. Oh man, I got 15% battery on this phone. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not trying to do a shameless shout out here again, because I just did one for this cable, but I'm gonna plug my phone in. I hope this doesn't interfere with the video recording. I'm gonna grab my power bank right here, because I didn't plan on this. I impulsively started this video because the package showed up and nobody has posted anything yet. All right, so we should be charging now. That's good. Let me be sure. Yeah, I think we are. Okay, there's no more warning on my phone. All right, so D-pad. It feels good. It really does. It's not the best, but it's not too difficult to press. Like, there's not too much resistance. We'll have to test a Shoryuken in that. Excuse me. Face buttons. Okay, I like the way they look. They're not totally round, because I like buttons that are a little bit more flat, but having a little bit of a rounded edge, I appreciate that. They look nice. They're a little bit small. Kind of remind me of Retroid Pocket Pro 4 Pro buttons, except rounded. They feel good. They're not amazing. They don't feel as good as the Retroid Pocket, but honestly, they feel great. They feel great. I really hope the software in this thing is good. So that feels good. We heard the back buttons, R36 style clicky buttons. D-pad feels decent. What's this? It says FN function. I wonder if that's going to work. Select and start. So these are really clicky. And we have clickable thumbsticks. That's a good sign. We don't have them soldered directly to the board. They feel good. Like, you can actually play with them. I'm picturing myself on Mario Kart 64 right here, if it's on here. And I'm able to play. I could hold that. I could hit L2. I could hit R1. And I can drive like this. So let's turn this thing on. I hope there's some charge to it. If not, I might have to break out another cable. All right, there we go. Power on. There's the boot logo. I like it. Nothing wrong with that. How long is it gonna take? One of these days I'll get better with this stuff. I'm gonna throw in all the special features with the timer counting down and everything like that. I'll have the specs listed on the side, but not today. Yes, check it out. We have some music in the background. I think I'll turn that off right away. System music. There should be a way to just turn it off, right? There it is. All right, so real quick, start again. MULX settings. So we have, looks like we have a lot of options in here. It doesn't look super locked down. User settings. We have some themes. We only have a couple themes. We have a K36 theme, which is basically just Epic Noir. We have the Alec Full NX and the Nestbox theme. Three themes that I'm already familiar with. So we're just going to keep it where it is for now. And oh, it's so much better without the music. And I guess we'll just go through the systems. All games, 16,635 games. So more than the advertisement quoted. No faves. 204 arcade games. 24 Final Burn Neo arcade games. 56 MAME arcade games. 650 2600 Atari games. 68 Atari 5200 games and 61 Atari 7800 games. 76 Atari Lynx games. 109 Wonder Swan. 91 Wonder Swan Color. Capcom System 1, 32, System 2, 37, System 3, 6. Everything's looking good. Commodore Amiga. I usually don't feel like I see that on here. Am I wrong? 1832. Options 11. Do we have Portmaster? Install Portmaster. I wonder if that'll work. I hope so. We'll check that out later. Not in this video. MSX 242. MSX2 119. Wow, that got really like dim right there. I thought we were done with the list for a second. Scared me. PC Engine or TurboGrafx 16, 287 games. Super Graphics 291. Famicom 1834, Nintendo 887. They gave us more of the Famicom. Famicom Disk System 201, cool. Game Boy 835, Super Famicom 525, Super Nintendo 841, and they gave us more of the Super Nintendo games than the Super Famicom games on that. Super Nintendo Hacks 156. That might be interesting to look through one of these days. Maybe not today. We're just going to go through this and make this kind of quick, okay? Virtual Boy 26 games, Nintendo 64 28 games. They're trying to keep it low because it's just like I think it's a 64 gigabyte card. But hey, this thing takes ArcOS. It's just a single card, but hey. Yeah, I was about to say I thought I saw another card right there on the inside, but that's not something else. That's something else. So anyway, I'm used to a dual boot or a dual card system with these, but anyway, N64 28, Game Boy Color 596, Game Boy Advance 1060, Pokemon Mini 17, Nintendo DS 86, Atomis Wave 6 games. SG-1000, 75 games. They really did include a lot of systems in here. Sega Master System, 335. Mega Drive or Genesis, 893. Sega Game Gear, 335. Here's Mega Drive, 810. Sega 32X, 42. Sega CD, one game. What game did they put in there? Sonic the Hedgehog CD, right on. How's that going to run? Sega Saturn, 12 games. How are they going to run? What do we got on there? All right. Dreamcast, 4 games. Crazy Taxi, Gunbird, Ikaruga, and Power Stone. Naomi, 8 games. All right. Sharp, man, they really do have a lot of systems in here. 68,000? I'm not familiar with this system. I haven't played anything on here. Neo Geo, 118. Or how many was that? 346 Sharp, 68,000 games. Or is that X 68,000? Neo Geo, 118. Neo Geo Pocket, sorry for being out of frame, or off center I should say. I'm looking at the handheld itself. Neo Geo 118, Neo Geo Pocket, 10 games. Neo Geo Pocket Color, 40 games. PlayStation, 18 games. Do they have my few favorite? I like some Earthworm Jim, and I have some Earthworm Jim collectible toys to show you guys soon. It doesn't look like we have the Crash games on here, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. We have Warped, but we don't have the like Crash Team Racing and stuff. So that's all right. Man, this D-pad feels really nice. It's soft on the touch. It's not too hard to press. My thumb is happy. So a bunch of PSP mini games in here, even though it looks like we have PSP minis right here, these are PSP mini games. A lot of these at least, not all of them, not Burnout and stuff, but like Angry Birds and this little unicycle guy. But do we have anything on here? We got some Metal Slug, Ridge Racer. These systems aren't ideal for PSP anyway. You know, you want the wider screen systems for that, but we got some Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. We don't have any God of War, it looks like, unless it slipped past me. They're not trying to pretend it is something it isn't, which is fine with me, because most of us have those systems that play those games, and if we don't, these systems aren't the best experience for them. So here is all the basic, probably every PSP mini. We're going to stay out of that for now. Supervision 48, or you know, what were the numbers? PlayStation 18, PSP 24, PSP Minis 234, yeah. Supervision, I'm not too familiar with that either. I've heard of it, but what is it? I don't know. Oh, it looks like one that might be a good beneficial RGB 30 or RG Cube square screen style system. So, okay. And we're back to all games, 16,635. So what are we going to do from here? The buttons feel good. The sticks seem decent with clickable buttons. L3, R3. Feels good in the hands. I like the color of this purple. I like this as K36. Even though I have no hate against Kinhank, they're awesome. I actually have a hard drive to show you guys from them. But just this thing is nice. I really do like it. Hopefully we can get this thing down in price to compete with the R36. And I think it will be a competitor. So what am I going to do first? Let's test out the Dpad. All right, a lot of people always want the Contra test. I know that's Russ's thing. This is just one of those things that, shout out to Russ, respect to Russ. It's his thing, but everybody wants to know. So when I press to the left, it seems like there's some false inputs on this Dpad. It might just be me, but I keep shifting over to the next system. So if you go by 10s from L2 and R2, that's how you move my 10s on this. So did I pass Contra? No, C-O-O-N. There we are. All right, so we're just gonna start at the beginning. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more for you guys here. If my hands are shaky, remember this is zoomed in. Whenever you zoom in on a camera and you film something, you're not using a gimbal, that shit is shaking. Excuse my language. That's my excuse anyway. All right, so here we go. I have my hands rested right here. We're gonna test a little Contra. Little boot logo in the middle. K36. I wonder if the Kinhank ones are gonna have Kinhank ones are all gonna have a different boot logo. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be custom firmware, like a custom version of ArcOS for this real soon. So, volume. I should have tested brightness and dimness. I don't have any of my other consoles out. Actually, I do. I could show this in relation to the other handhelds right now, but basically, I'm telling you, it's about the same size. So, all right, this for the. Did I get the 30? Because I did that the last minute. I did. I got the 30. All right. So here we are. We're pressing down left. Oh yeah. See, Contra test is a no-go with this D-pad. It could probably be fixed with the tape fix. For any of you that don't know, Google it. But it's not a deal breaker for me, this right here. I mean, he is moving a little bit. So like if I keep my thumb right down on the bottom, that's kind of what you want him to do, is to move just slightly. But you don't want him to just start running. So maybe that's why the D-pad's big. And if I keep my thumb further down on that cardinal direction, it's not so bad. But let's just run through for a minute, see if we can do those diagonal shots without a problem. Seems like it. All right, so I'm trying to organize myself here and remember to look at the phone that I'm recording on instead of the handheld, but it's really hard to see the screen when I do that, so bear with me if I slide off to the side. Ooh, I'm going to be able to get that spread. Yeah, if I slide off to the side for a minute, I need to like put markers on my blue pad here so I know. I wasn't paying attention again right there, but hey, this is playable. It's totally playable. You can see I can shoot my diagonals. I'm not doing well because I'm talking to you guys, and I'm not the best at Contra anyway, you know. see if we can finish the level with this last man here. Or I have a couple, actually I have 30 men, don't I? But let's see if I can do it without dying. Yeah, that's a good idea. Put some markers on my pad, my blue mat right here, so I know where to look. And when I'm sliding to the right, I'll know it. Oh, he usually gets me. I always forget about that dude. And they keep coming. Like right when you're about to jump, some dude will pop out like that right there. And they just keep coming. No. Oh, I barely made that jump. You really got to jump like right at the edge on these. And then you got to get this like that. You know what? Let's get away from him. Got him. All right. So, whoa, he killed me. Okay. Well, we're gonna finish the level. This guy right here on the top. You got to get him first, I guess. Then these ball throwers. I'm trying to do it quickly, but they're gonna hit me. Yeah. You got to get back here to play it safe and do stupid little jumps. Unless you're good and you know the strategy, unlike me. Let's just get in there. We have 30 lives. Now, all right. This one's got to be hurt. There it is. One more. Now let's get down there. All right, so Nick sucks at Contra. It is what it is. I'm not going to blame that on the D-pad at all. That's me trying to balance myself between two screens and just kind of sucking. So Contra plays okay. That's a good test for the D-pad in that regard. Let's see if function takes us to the menu. Do we have... Oh, okay, select and start got us out. I'm gonna go back in and press select and X and see if that takes us into the RetroArch menu. Because function didn't do anything. Just like the R36S and those other ones, it might be just a re-shelled R36S in some form. But then again, no, it only has one SD card slot. All right, select and X, please work. Yes. All right. Ooh, and we have ozone or whatever for RetroArch here. Looks nice. Looks like we have everything we need, you guys. That is awesome. All right, so this is a worthy system. Okay, we're gonna quit RetroArch now. We're gonna go back out, and we are just gonna test some Street Fighter 2, and then maybe some Mario Kart. Let's move my 10s. Can I hold it down? Yeah, there we go. And you could probably turn that sound off. I don't really mind that little tick. I don't like it when it does the tunk tunk tunk, but the tick 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 is okay. No tunk tunk tunk. STRSS. Oh, there we go. This is my Street Fighter 2. So let's see if we can pull off the fireballs, the dragon punches, and those spin kicks that I keep telling you guys to pronounce for me in the comments. I mean, spell out, but maybe put them in like a dictionary form so I know how to pronounce them. I used to call shoryukens all-you-kens when I was a kid. Y, R, X, B, L, A. And I believe this is stereo. Is that it coming right out of the bottom, or is it out of the back? It's out of the bottom. Okay, bottom firing mono speaker. So whoops, what was that? A. And then we're gonna go down here and we're gonna go to mono. Press start. And most likely we're gonna fight Zangief. If I remember correctly. Let's just press A. Yep. All right, just a quick test. Oh, he got me with that, but that was my fault. The fireballs are coming out without a problem. Contra wasn't a problem. It was more me than the game itself or the D-pad. I didn't get the shoryuken I tried to get right there. I tried to do a shoryuken with that last one, but yeah, these grips are definitely a help, especially if you have smaller hands, because then you'll be able to fit. I got some pretty big middle fingers here. Not my ring finger, I'm sorry. My middle fingers are what go in between those grips. My ring fingers touch them, but it's the middle fingers that are there, and they're a little bit kind of squished, to be honest. Just a little bit. Alright. The Shoryukens, I could see my thumb is hitting the thumbstick as I'm trying to pull it off, and it's throwing it off. So we're gonna try one more round. The thumbsticks are raised a little bit high, or maybe they're a little bit close because this D-pad is big. So when you're doing your moves down here, you're hitting that stick. So that's just something to take note of and be aware of. It makes the Shoryukens a little bit hard, and maybe the fireballs as well. I bet if I was to play with this, I would probably do way better. Let's just try it, even though, you know, we don't need to, but let's just go for it. I'm hitting kick. Wait, okay. No, it's not. Oh well, we got it there. I'm not really good. I never play Street Fighter with those thumbsticks anyway, but I pulled off one Shoryuken there, and it wasn't any easier than the D-pad, but let's try one right here. There it is. Shoryukens are a little bit more difficult. This D-pad is Hadoukenable, but not necessarily Shoryukenable. Alright, I was sliding out there, but I think you guys saw that. You saw my thumbs, you saw what I was doing. Maybe it's me. Sometimes I do a lot better than that. I think the D-pad is lacking a little bit in that area. So that's that. Select an X. We're going to get out of here. I think I could just press... Oh, okay, we're just going to go... If I was to press back, quick menu, and then up, that quit, we get out quicker. Alright, let's see if there's Mario Kart in N64 and in Nintendo DS. So Mario 64. Did they put any of the Mario games in? They didn't. Not in here. Let's check in. Well, they do have Pokemon stuff in here. Maybe they're not afraid of Pokemon, but they're afraid of Mario. So we got a little Diddy Kong racing in here. Unless I slip past, I see some Mario Kart DS right here. Okay, I'm happy with that. I don't need, and I might have just slipped right past it right there. When I'm doing these videos, I do that often. I'll miss something written on the screen. Pardon me for that. That's just that's the beginner's error here. Is it gonna boot? Because it didn't boot on the last console. It was listed and it didn't boot. I have a feeling the same thing's happening here. But that last console did end up having a bunch of Mario games. This isn't working. And if so, if it's drastic or something, the menu to get out, we have a problem. Okay, I pressed start and select and we got out. Mario DS is not booting. It seems like it did something really unhealthy for the console there. What's that say? Emulec is free, not for sale. Okay, I don't want all these warnings and stuff right here. It's not a touch screen, so how am I going to close that? Reset. Okay. I'm not even going to try pressing that again. There's Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. There's a lot of Pokemon in here. Let's check something in like Game Boy and see. Well, actually, let's just see if there's any Super Mario in here. STU Super CD. All right, here, Super Mario Kart. Is it gonna work? Did they do something weird to the Mario games, or is it just Nintendo DS and N64 not having it? I feel like they stripped them. Like they're in the list. Okay, it's working. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Let's just give this a try. I was hoping for a Mario Kart that I'm better at to test, but let's just do it. Let's use Yoshi. I always got to remember that SNES uses B instead of A for Mario Kart as far as your gas goes, as far as confirming things goes. So I think A is your item button. All right, working really well, no problem, except for the fact that I got behind Donkey Kong. Okay, and I always got to remember this one, you got to press A for your items to lock them down and to hold them. I mean to shoot them. don't think you can hold your items in this. Like behind you. So Mario Kart's working. There are some Mario games on here. I don't know if you guys are going to have the same experience as I did with Mario Kart DS. I'm going to load it later and just see if it's just a bad ROM or something like that. And those other consoles made by Kinhank and stuff, they might be different. They might have a whole different ROM set. I'm not sure. This is Gaminja. I'm going to have their link in the description because they hooked me up with a decent price on this. Definitely cheaper than what I'm seeing it for listed on AliExpress right now. I got this thing for about 38 bucks. But yeah, let's just finish this level here. We tested Street Fighter. We don't need to test too much. If there's something you guys really want me to test, let me know, and I'll either test it in a short or put in a pinned comment or just answer your question in the comments if I can. I'll do my best. But guys, that's it. The K36, another RK3326 chip, I believe, with a single SD card slot, some love handles, some Mario games, a funny D-pad that works pretty well but not great. I think it's going to be fine for platformers and games like this, but for Street Fighter I definitely struggled. Partially, I think, because of the placement with this thumbstick right here. Everything you have in an R36S is here except for that second SD card in regards to performance, I think. But which one to get, that's up to you guys. And there's going to be a lot of other videos coming out soon for this device, so check those ones out because I am definitely not the guy to go to for the final answer. And that's another thing I noticed, this handheld game console font on the back, the Kinhank ones are branded with Kinhank right there. So I think I just got an early model from this Gaminja brand, and this is what they look like. I'm happy with it saying K36, but if the Kinhank ones are improved in some way, I'll take Kinhank over K36 because I respect the better software. Anyway, that's it, guys. Let's see how we turn this off. So we're just going to get out of here. I'm not going to bother opening up the manual. You know, the shortcuts are going to be in there for you guys. So now I'm going to press start. I'm going to go down here. Oh, you know what? We want to check brightness. Let's see if we can do that. User interface. Do they even... Emulx settings, nothing there. Game settings, maybe we'll leave it for another time. I don't want to take up too much time here. Do they have brightness? That's controller settings, sound settings, music system, song, system settings. There it is, brightness. All right, so how dim will it get? How dim can we go? You got to press it the entire way. You can't just hold the button down. That's unfortunate. I should have stayed quiet. Hey, but it's getting a lot dimmer, so that's a good sign. I mean, for those of you that need it to get really dim, because otherwise you can't play in bed, this thing gets pretty dim. Look at that, almost to the point where you can't see it, because I got lights on right now. But yeah, that's good. You just got to press it 100 times to get back. 200 times total if you want to do this test. So give me a comment or a like down below for pressing this button 200 times for you guys. And maybe subscribe if you're not already. So it's early in the morning here. I'm half awake. They drop things off at my door at 11 p.m., at 5 a.m. It's crazy. Sometimes I'll get a notification like I did today. Sometimes I don't. But there we are. Let's quit. Shut down system. Really? Yeah, man. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Hope you made it to the end, and remember, I got a couple giveaways coming up, so stay tuned for those, and I'll see you soon. Peace.